Hello everyone, welcome to Any Signature and welcome to another online tutorial. In today's tutorial, we will learn how to make this turban cap. And this turban cap is divided into three major parts: the band, the other body which is the base, then we have the cone. That is the three main parts. So watch to the end of the video to know how to make this turban cap. The materials needed for this turban cap are: we have the scuba fabric, we have the wording, we have this for embellishment. You can use anything to embellish. Then this is the lining. We have tape rule, scissors, then needle and thread for tacking. So let's get started. So we have our material cut out like this. For the band that we are going to pleat, I have 22 inches by 24 inches. That's 24 inches. This is 22 inches, 22 inches by 24 inches by 24 inches. So that's for the band that we are going to be pleating, 22 inches by 24 inches. Also for the base, we have 22 inches by 11 with the lining. Same thing with the lining, 22 by 11 inches. Then for the wording, I have 20 inches by 10 inches. 20 inches by 10 inches. I reduced from both the length and the breadth, the wideness. So 20 inches by 11 inches. So this is what we are going to do. We start with the band, the pleating of the band. So for the band, we have the materials like this. This is the stretchy part. This is where it is 22 inches. This is where our 22 inches was. So this is the wrong side of the fabric and this is the right side of the fabric. So I'll turn it to the wrong side of the fabric and then I will fold 1.5 inches in this way. I will check and fold 1.5 inches in this way across the wrong side. So after folding 1.5 inches in, what I will just do is that I will fold this in to tape the inside in. To make the inside come inside, I'll come over this way and pleat. But firstly I will turn the rough edge inside and hold down, then I will come back to pleat. So I have done the first laying. See, this is the wrong side. I've actually folded the edges in and then I have this like 1.5 inches. Next thing I'll do is I'll pleat and make sure that this thread is covered. In the subsequent one, when I'm pleating and sewing it, I'll make sure that the next thread is also covered. So this is what I'm saying. I'll pleat to cover this thread. So I'll pleat this way just to cover it a bit. Then I'll keep pleating. By the time I want to sew, I will sew here, so that when I want to pleat this, I'll pleat in a way that this one will cover the next thread. Then I'll keep pleating that way till I exhaust my fabric. Can you see? So this is where I'll pleat the end of the fabric. But after this, my first pleat, I'll hold my pleating down with pins. I have office pin here, so all I'll do is I'll hold them down together with pin. So I have finished pleating. I'll go over to the machine now to just use sewing machine to press it down. So I'll open and sew till I exhaust the pleating. So after pleating, I have this. You can see. So I will set this one aside and pick the I'll pick the base plus the wording, and then I'll pick the lining here as like this. So this is the fine side of the fabric, and this is the wrong side of the fabric. I'll pick the wrong side of the fabric, place this one in this way, then I will turn it to the right side and use my pin to hold the two together. By the time I'm putting this to the wrong side, this is the wrong side of the fabric, this is the right side of the fabric, I will place this in a way that there's a gap up and a little bit gap by the two sides. Can you see the gap? There's a bit of the gap up here. See, there's a bit gap here. I hope you can see. Then there is gap also by the sides. There's a little bit gap here. Also this way has a little bit gap. So I'll pin it together, but I'm going to be pinning at the right side. So I'll pin. I'll just use my pin to hold it down by the right side. After that, I'll pick my lining and place it on the right side. I'll place it on the right side this way. So I have my lining like this. I'll sew all through 3 edges. From this end, I'll sew here straight down. Then I'll sew to this side, leaving one side. Then after sewing, I will use this other side to turn the lining inside. So I have used the lining to turn it inside. So the lining now is at the back, then we have this, then we have this, just like that, in that order. The lining at the back, then we have the wording in between the lining and the fabric, just like this. So after I have sewn it by the 3 edges, then I use the line to turn it out. So the next thing I'll do is I'll pick my pleated one and place it here. I will join them together, making my right side of the pleated to face the right side of the fabric. I'll join them together. This is the right side of the pleated one, this is the right side of this base. I'm placing it where I stitch because I am cutting this, or that I'm shaping this end by the time I'm joining together. So that's why I'm placing it here. If I'm not shaping it, then I might as well place it here. But since I want to still shape to a curved part, I decided to place it here. So what I will do is I will join this together, making it to be like this after joining. But when joining, I'll make sure that this, my last thread, I will hide it with the help of this. So when I want to join, I'll make sure that this, where I'm stitching, hides this thread that is showing. So I will join from one edge to the last edge here. So I will join them together. So after joining, I have it this way. So the next thing I'll do is I'll fold this over to get the midpoint. Fold this over, getting the midpoint here. Then I'll just make a curve here. So I'll just curve here a little this way, just like this, and make a curve. I'll sew from this end down to this my curved part. I'll sew from this end down, straight down to this my curved part, then down to the last end here. So that's what I'll do. So I have sewn it and we have it this way. So the next thing I'll do is I will run a loose stitches from here, from this end straight, then I will run it. I'll measure 2 inches here. This is my 2 inches. I will chalk it because this is where I will run my loose stitches from here to this 2 inches, where the 2 inches stop. So I have finished the loose stitches and I will just cut. Then I'll turn it inside out. Then we have it this way. We have it this way. So the next thing I will do is that I will measure from this end to this end, which is 5 inches. It's 5 inches. Then I will set it aside and pick the extra material that we have to make our cone. So I'll pick and fold. I'll fold 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches on fold. So if I'm not making it on fold, that means it will be 5 inches, but this is on fold. So 2.5 inches on fold. Then remember, our length of that pleated band is 5 inches, so I'll make the first one 6 inches. Measure 6 inches. Then I will make a slant to make sure that it's not exceeding this my 6 inches to the 2.5 inches I marked. So then I will cut. So that is the way I will cut for 6 pieces. I will cut 6 pieces. This is 1 pieces, and I will do this for the remaining 5 pieces. But while I am doing for the remaining 5 pieces, I will make 2 out of the 5 pieces. I'll make 2 of them 5.5 inches. I'll make 2 of them 5.5 inches. Also, I'll cut 7 inches by 2.5, 2 pieces, and I'll cut 6 inches by 2.5 to be 2 pieces. So invariably 5.5, 2 pieces, 7, 2 pieces, then 6 inches, 2 pieces, making a total of 6 cones that I will have. Then I will stitch from that end to the other end, and I will turn it out. So I have turned them inside out this way. So the next thing I will do is I will just use hand a bit to arrange them, because this is where we'll be placing the cone. So that I can get the one that is small, then I'll go with this and this for the middle, while this remaining 4 will be by the side. So basically this is how we'll be placing it, just to form the turban, just this way. So I'll arrange the cone on the dummy. Then I'll pick the first one, this 5.5 as the center point. I'll place the 2 5.5 beside each other by the center. Then I'll place 6 inches just right beside them, one by the left and one by the right. And I'll also place the 7 inches beside the 6 inches, it's one by the right and one by the left. Basically I will arrange, then I will set it properly. I will hold it down with pin, and afterwards I will remove it and tack it with my needle and thread. Kindly subscribe to my channel, like, and also share. So that is the way you keep placing till you exhaust the 6. Though I used 5, but you can as well use 6 or 5, just the way you want it to appear, and you place neatly and tack properly. So I have done exhausting the 5, and the next thing I'll do is I will trim off the edges, the leftover that is outside the band. I'll trim it off. Then I will embellish the way I want it to be, and I'll come back to show us. I'll use the embellishment to cover where I trim. So I'm done. I added some pearls to the front, then the stone at the back, and it makes it to come out very beautiful, as you can see. Guys, kindly subscribe to the channel and watch out for my next online tutorial.